Most businesses fail miserably, so I'm gonna rank 22 of the most popular business models that people teach you how to start. My name's Johnny. I've generated over $10 million throughout all my businesses that I've started. By the time I've turned 26, I've helped over 2,000 people launch their own cleaning company, on top of my own mother, who was able to leave her 9-to-5 all because of her cleaning business. So let's get started. Business number one is drop shipping. This is basically a marketing business where you sell physical products, except you don't keep any of the physical products on hand. You have the manufacturer ship it directly from their warehouse. So as long as you get good at marketing, you can grow this business and make tons of money. Great example of this business being very big is Wayfair, which is a huge billion-dollar business, and all they do is sell all types of home goods, and it's the biggest dropshipping business. I think it's the biggest. Yeah, it's the biggest dropshipping business out there. But what I don't love about this business is that you're always hustling in this business. You can't tell anybody about what products are working, because the moment you tell someone else that, hey, I'm ripping it with this product, you're either gonna copy your ads, copy your product, and guess what? You're gonna be on the hunt for a new one. Dropshipping, I would put in B tier. Next business is organic dropshipping. Now this is just dropshipping, except you're doing it on TikTok and Instagram Reels. You just need one video to pop off and you can make a ton of money. But that's also the downside. You might as well just start gambling. Go bet on sports or go learn how to stock trade, because you're basically betting that your video is gonna go viral to make money, and there's a lot of inconsistency there. I don't like it. Organic dropshipping, I would also put in B tier. This next business is an AI agency. AI is all the buzz right now, and there's a lot of agencies popping up where they're saying, hey, we'll use AI to automate your business, or we'll use AI to create a chatbot for your business. My friends Ashton and Angela, who I've had on this channel before in a podcast, they run an AI service agency where they implement chatbots into service businesses and help them book more appointments. And the service actually works really well. I've used it myself. It's a really good business that if you actually can execute right, you can create a lot of recurring revenue. One of my favorite parts is you don't need a lot of money to start either, because it's an agency. You can do all the fulfillment yourself. You can go on Zapier, learn how to build chatbots, and start marketing the service. What I don't like about this business is there's actually not much I really don't like about this business, because you have recurring revenue, it's low cost to start, and you can scale it really, really big. I mean, Ashton and Angela have $1 million a year business, and they've only been doing it for a couple of years. And it's new, which means, yes, there's a lot of people coming into the space, but there's not a lot of competition yet, and there's a lot of people that haven't adopted AI. AI agency, I'm going A tier. This next business is freelance brand scaling. Everybody starts a clothing company, and none of them know how to market, which creates an opportunity for someone to come in and say, hey, I'll run your ads for your clothing brand, but I'm taking a percentage of every sale. If one pops off, let's say, and you get it to 100K, $1 million a month, you're making really, really good money if the brand blows up. However, the odds of you landing the next big apparel brand as a client, very, very slim. And what I don't love about this business is that most apparel brands aren't going to be around for a long time. You're going to be hunting for new customers all the time. And apparel doesn't sell for a lot typically, so you're taking a percentage of very low priced items. Freelance brand scaling, C tier. New merch dropping. Link in the bio. Sign up now. There's only 10 of these available, and when you sign up with the link in bio, you get this exclusive limited edition, only 10 golf glove. Number 5 is e-commerce. And when I say e-commerce, I don't mean drop shipping like we already talked about. I mean building a brand, buying the product, or making the product, slapping your label on it, and marketing it on a platform like a Shopify. This is probably one of the best businesses on the list, because you can get started for next to nothing. All you need is a physical product. Right here, Rode, they make maybe hundreds of millions of dollars a year just selling these mics on the internet. You can do that too if you find a good product and build a brand around it. The only thing I don't like about this business is as you scale, you're gonna have to rent larger and larger warehouses. You have to deal with inventory. It's a very operationally challenging business. For that reason, I don't like it as much as some others on here, but the earning potential is insane. E-commerce, B tier. This next business is done for you services. Some people call these agencies. They're low cost to start. As long as you have time, you can make this business work. All you need to get started is maybe Calendly and an email, and like that's it. There's tons of different services you can operate. You can do, hey, I'm gonna go close all your deals. I'm gonna make content for you. I'm gonna edit content for you. If you look at some of the biggest agencies, look at VaynerMedia. Gary Vaynerchuk runs one of the biggest agencies in the world. That's how big these businesses can actually get. I love these businesses. There's recurring revenue built in, so as long as you're actually good at the service that you provide, you can keep your clients forever and ever, and you don't have to worry about hunting for new ones. There's not much I don't like about the agency business, because my background is home services, so I love service-based businesses. Done for you services or agencies, I'm gonna throw an A. This next business is remote house cleaning. This is a normal house cleaning business where instead of you going out and cleaning yourself or hiring W-2 employees where you have to buy their equipment and train them and manage them, you just hire contractors who already have all the equipment, have their own vehicles, pay for their own gas, and you just run the back office of the marketing, the sales, the customer communication, and everything aside from the actual cleaning. You just send the cleaners out to do the job and you pay them a fixed percentage. Say you book a job for $100, you pay your cleaners cleaners 40 to 45% of the job. So they make 40 to 45 bucks and you make $55 to $60 for running all the back office operations. You can get this business started for $1,000 give or take. This is my favorite business on the list because houses always get dirty and they're gonna need to be cleaned over and over and over again. So there's tons of money to be made in house cleaning, and there's not one single company that owns more than 1% of the market share. And a great example of a business growing to be very big in the space is Two Maids and a Mop, which sold for over $50 million. The only thing I don't like is that it is a recruiting and staffing based business primarily. So if you can't get over the fact that you're gonna have to hire people and have lots of conversations, maybe it's not for you, but if you can get over that, great business. Remote house cleaning, S tier. This next business is affiliate marketing. Again, you can get started for next to nothing. All affiliate marketing is taking a product and promoting it via ads, a newsletter, your email list, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you can get eyeballs, and you're selling other people's stuff. Let me just log into ClickFunnels and then to Skype. Let's say, as an example, I really love these Rode mics and I want to make some money off selling these Rode mics. I would sign up for their affiliate program and I'd make a bunch of content about Rode mics and I would plug it in my links in my bio, and every time someone buys one of these mics, I would make a cut of it. This is a really great business if you're a good marketer. However, if you're not, I would stay far, far away because this can be very inconsistent and it's not necessarily a business, so to speak. It's more of like a skill set, but it's a skill set that if you get good at, you can make a ton of money with. And a great example of an affiliate marketing business that really hit a big is ClickBank. They do over $1 billion a year, and you can actually just go to ClickBank and you can find a bunch of different offers and courses and programs that you can go market for and get commissions on. Affiliate marketing, B tier. This next business is remote sales, which is not even really a business. It's more of just you're selling deals for coaches, creators, consultants, people who sell information and programs on the internet. These offers can range from $2,000 all the way up to $100,000. And you're making 10% when you close these deals on a 30-minute to an hour-long Zoom or Google Meets call. People think, oh, I'm gonna get into remote sales because I want to escape my 9-to-5, only to realize they're just going to another 9-to-5. So yes, the investment to get you started so you can get to 10K a month within 30 days with no work involved is just $5,000. What I don't like about this business is there's very few good offers you can actually sell for. Most of them have a lifeline, right? You'll see someone's coaching program take off for the first year, they blow up, all the sales reps are making a ton of money, then all of a sudden it fizzles out. And so you see a lot of people in the space who are into remote sales, flip-flopping and jumping from job to job to job to job. But if you're good at yapping, highly recommend this. Remote sales, I would put in B tier. This next business is copywriting. So if you're subscribed to people's email lists or you ever see an ad, people copyright those ads, meaning they write the words that those people are speaking. Some do it themselves, some hire copywriters to do it for them. Copywriting is more of a skill, not necessarily a business. You can start a copywriting agency, but you can charge anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 a month. And every company needs good copy, because if you're in a marketing-based business, things like selling information, agencies, anything on the internet really, good and bad copy can make or break your business. It's invaluable to have a good copywriter on your team. So it's a great skill to learn if you're just looking to, be a one-man show. Learn copywriting, get a couple clients, and you make a ton of money. Copywriting, I would put in A tier. This next business is videography and editing. It's super invaluable this day and age with everybody trying to go on the internet, sell their own course, whatever. People need editing, they need their content filmed. I'm sitting in a studio right now that I pay for once per week so I can come get my stuff filmed, and then I pay the editors to edit this content. Earning potential is super high. I know businesses in the space doing upwards of $500,000 a month. Look at Ava. If you ever seen Personal Brand Launch on Instagram, she runs a content and editing agency and she does $500,000 a month at 19 years old. It's ridiculous. What I don't like about it is I'm not a creative guy, so I'm not gonna sit there and want to edit and learn how to edit. So I would never start this business, but if you're creative and you want to leverage that skill set, definitely consider going into editing and starting an agency around that. Videography and editing, I'll have to put that in B. Next business is a newsletter. What is a newsletter? A newsletter is just a daily email that goes out in a certain niche that gives you much information on whatever it is that you want to learn. The way a newsletter makes money is by selling sponsorships and hosting events. And if you're getting lots of clicks and lots of opens every single day, I mean, you can charge a ton of money. So some good examples is The Hustle, which sold to HubSpot for, I believe, $30 million. Morning Brew sold for, I think, $80 million. And they just talk about different business news. That's it. But it's hard to stick out. That's what I don't like. There's everybody and their mom is starting a newsletter. newsletter, and you're gonna have to go at it for a while before you start to see results. But if you enjoy writing, highly recommend it. I followed a guy on Twitter that actually started a local newsletter in his city of, I forget what state that's in, but Ann Arbor, and there's only like 100,000 people there. He's almost at $1 million a year, and he just sends out daily emails about what's going on in the community. You can niche even that far down and build a great business out of this. Newsletter I'd put in C, just too much effort for the reward. This next business is Amazon FBA. This is when you get products, you ship it to Amazon, you get their search engine, and people look up products they want to buy, and then if you can get your rankings up there, you can rank for whatever products you're selling and then make a ton of money. The only thing I don't like about this business is that Amazon just keeps upping their fees every single year. I don't know how people make money on this. This is probably one of my least favorite and, in my opinion, worst businesses on this list, just because you're dependent on Amazon, and if they make one change, it could just totally kill your business. If you're watching this, you've probably bought something from Amazon, so you know that people make money on it. For sure you can do it, but it's just not worth the headache in my opinion. F tier on this F tier. Terrible business. Next business is YouTube automation. You see those faceless YouTube channels. Everybody has like their one or two staple faceless YouTube channels they watch where, you know, you tell business stories or you tell stories about crime or sports stories, whatever it is. Those are YouTube automation channels, and people make a ton of money doing it. But similar to Amazon FBA, you're platform dependent, right? Your RPMs are going to dictate how much money you make, right? So in a personal finance niche, you might have $10 to $15 RPMs, which is $10 to $15 for every 1,000 views is what that means. But if you're in gaming, you might be getting $2 or $3. Views are not created equal. And so you got to pick a good niche, and then in that niche, you got to actually have videos that pop off, because if they don't, you're just going to waste your time. If you are confident that you can go viral and make quality content, then highly recommend. But it just feels like too gambly for me. I'd rather just go bet on sports than create a bunch of content, hope it pops off so I can get paid. C tier on this business. Number 15, car rental business. You can use platforms like Turo to rent out cars. I know a guy in my apartment that has 20 cars parked in the valet that he just Turos out of the apartment, and the valet guys hate him, but he makes a ton of money doing it. But it's just like, why? Why would you do that? You're paying fees on Turo. If you're not paying fees on Turo and you're doing it yourself, you still got to market the business, make a name for yourself, and you got to purchase all that inventory and put yourself at risk, because you start renting out these cars, one's bound to get into an accident. It just seems like such a headache to start a car rental business. I would stay far, far away. D tier, too much risk and not enough reward. Again, stay far, far away from this dog shit business. This next business is a personal brand consultant. You know, I mentioned earlier about Ava, who's doing $500K a month. She also is more of like a personal brand consultant. She just scaled far, far up. But there's nothing stopping you from jumping in. If you're good at personal branding and you have personal brand yourself, leverage your skill set and go coach some people and consult some people on helping them grow their personal brand. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on different coaches and services as we've tried to grow our social channels, and we have over the last 3 years, and I attribute a lot of that to hiring different consultants in the personal branding space. Yeah, there's not much I don't like. I'd put this business in A tier. Her name's Ava. Again, she's 19. She does $500,000 a month. All she does is script out like 15 short form videos per month and edit them, but you have to record them.
Brands are using a combination of these shots in every single one of their videos.
Yeah, she kills it. This next business is selling info. I have a company called Home Service Academy where we've helped over 2,000 people start cleaning companies. If you're someone who's watching this and maybe hasn't started a business yet or is looking for that perfect opportunity, remote cleaning is it. You can do this if you have a 9-to-5, you can do this if you need a full-time thing. Our average date of first sale is about 21 days, meaning if you come in and you do no more, you do no less, you'll make your first dollar by day 21 with your very own remote cleaning business. Think about this as like a low-cost alternative to a franchise where you get all of the upside of a franchise without any of the downsides. You don't have to use our brand, you don't have to pay us any royalties, and we're a fraction of the cost that a franchise would charge for their franchise fees. I talked about remote cleaning as the 6th business in this video, and it's something we've done for over the last 9 years. It's something we've gotten very good at, and we would love to work with you and help you build your remote cleaning business. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, watch my free training on how exactly to start one of these from start to finish, and then you can book a call with my team to learn more about what it would be like to work with us and have us hold your hand to get this business started. It's like a joke because it's like selling info. You know what I mean? HSA. S tier. This next business is software as a service. So we actually have a software as a service. It's called CleanWorks. I'll put that link in the description down below as well. If you have a cleaning business or you're looking to start a cleaning business, you can check out CleanWorks, where we'll basically make sure that every lead that ever comes into your cleaning business is nurtured, followed up with, booking recurring cleans, leaving reviews, and referring you more customers. If you're watching this as a beginner and you're like, hey, I want to start a business, Stay far, far away from software because it is by far the hardest business to start. You have to pay developers, which are very costly. You need the product to work. You can't just market like you can in a lot of these other businesses. If you continue to market and your product's crap, you're gonna have lots of churn. And if you have lots of churn, you're just gonna be hunting for new customers and you'll never build anything of value. And it's very hard to even build anything of value in the first place in software because you need to have good developers. And so I would put this business in C tier simply from the fact that it's so hard to get off the ground and start. But if you can, I would actually move this business to S tier if you've got the skills. This next business is This next business is UGC, which is, I believe it stands for user-generated content. All this is you go and brands need people to make content about their stuff, and they will pay you either a fixed price per video or they'll pay you typically commissions on whatever you sell. If you want to be an actor, go ahead, do this business. I think it's just a colossal waste of time. There's so many other businesses. I would put this in D tier. It's kind of like gambling. Like you're just like sitting there hoping that your videos pop off, and if they don't, you're just gonna be sitting there making content and making no money. And I don't want you to make no money. I want you to make money. Just stay away from UGC. Next business, real estate wholesaling. All this is finding a property and then connecting that property with a potential buyer and then taking a commission. Problem with this business is it's very sales heavy. You're gonna be pounding the phones all day to get deals done. And when you get a deal done, it's gonna feel good for a little bit, and then you're gonna realize, oh wait, that's done. I have to go find a brand new deal. And you gotta go hunt for the next one and then hunt for the next one. Commissions can be extremely fat. There's low cost to start it. You just need a dialer and a floor of sales reps and you can make a ton of money doing it. But again, you're just starting from zero every month. And I like recurring revenue. I like to sleep at night. And if I'm constantly having to hunt for the next deal, that's gonna make me a little stressed out. But it can be a good business, can make a lot of money with it. I put this business in B tier. This next business is Airbnb arbitrage or short-term rental arbitrage. This is getting buildings, so you don't own anything, you just get the lease, and then you put a bunch of furniture in there, you dress it all up, make it look cute, and then you list it on Airbnb and make some cash flow. This is a solid business. I just feel like it's extremely saturated right now with Airbnb being so popular. To be honest, me, myself, I can't stand booking Airbnbs. I'll book a hotel every time. Airbnb is just such a headache. I'm not bullish on this business, but there's a lot of people making a lot of money doing this, and so it is a good opportunity. Is it the best opportunity? Not in my opinion, simply from the fact that you're dealing with lots of competition, especially with the local governments tightening up on rules for short-term rentals. It's getting a lot harder to get this done, so yeah, too much risk, not enough reward. Put this business in C tier. The last business is crypto investing. This is just gambling. Unless you're gonna go buy Bitcoin and hold it, sure, okay, cool. I wouldn't never do this full time, and I certainly wouldn't mess around with trading any crypto. I don't know enough about crypto, to be fair, because I just believe it to be gambling. There's no use case for it. I am not long crypto, and any other business on this list is better than this one. Again, like, even just go bet on sports or go play blackjack if you want to make money. But stay away from this. F tier or D tier. I don't know if we're gonna add an F tier, but just triple F tier. Terrible business. And after looking at all of these again, I do want to make one change to this tier list, and that's to claim remote house cleaning as the king of all opportunities. Again, like I said, I put together a free blueprint that if you follow step by step, you can get this business started. It's in the description down below. You just have to click the link and check that out. And if you haven't, like, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.